Hello, this is Allan Ardis, and I'm here to discuss your career as a technician. This video will discuss what it is, why I'm recommending it, and how to become one. What is a technician? Well, little story here. 50 years ago in my life, when I was 18, I started college, and I met a fellow whose father was a technician. At that time, I said, "What is a technician?" I didn't know. Later, I found out and became one, and now I'm hoping you will become one. So getting into it, technician is a broad term. There are many types. Technicians work in dozens of industries and have scores of specializations. Technician jobs blend together physical and mental work. It usually includes installing equipment, servicing it regularly, making measurements and adjustments, for example, to building systems, engines, or industrial processes. Technicians organize jobs, order materials, and do on-site monitoring of the processes. Technician jobs may be outdoors, indoors, or mixed. Some techs are on their feet all day. Others sit most of the time. Some stay in one place all day, like a studio, building, garage, or hospital, and others drive around in a van. Some even travel across the country or the world. Technicians do the hands-on installation and startup of every type of system, from alarms to generators to petroleum plants. And they use hand and power tools and electronic testing equipment and computers. A common feature of all technician jobs is that they require school training, which can range from just 6 weeks for certain types of jobs to 2 years for most of them. Pay for technicians starts at $20 to $30 per hour, depending on the field, and it steadily increases as you gain experience and training. The average for most in mid-career is about $35 an hour, which is about $70,000 per year. You can live comfortably on $70,000 per year. Many technicians continue their education part-time and become engineers, business managers, or medical professionals, and their pay then increases accordingly. They work everywhere, and job opportunities are excellent. When I say they work everywhere, across the country and beyond, and they are needed all the time and in almost every industry. That spells job security. Here again, I mentioned hospitals and buildings. They work on windmills. They work in labs. They work at sea. You are well matched to be a technician if you match the following. If you do fairly well in math and science, like to read manuals and techie and automotive magazines, enjoy working with your hands, and have mechanical interest or good computer skills. Also, it helps if you like to work independently and are comfortable with responsibility and sometimes a little pressure. People would be relying on you to get things fixed and going. Job training. Technicians usually start with generic training, that is, in the broad field of electronics, mechanical, medical, or laboratory operations. They then learn a specialization by choosing one while still in school, or, as more often happens, on the job. All employers will train you into specific skills for their equipment and their type of work. Just bring up Google and Google technician jobs to develop a list of types. There's dozens. When you go to get a job, it is more likely the job will choose you than that you will choose the job. That's life. Here's information on some types of technicians. Technicians. The electronic technician. The world is full of electronics today, and it's here to stay. The last part of my own career was in electronic security, engineering big arrays of security cameras and electronic bugging gear. Security work for me was fascinating. Other specializations within electronics includes working on equipment in casinos and gaming, communications, broadcasting, instrumentation, and many more. An offshoot area is electromechanical technician work. Electromechanical technicians work on robotics and process automation. They are especially sought after. Diesel technicians work on not just trucks, but also diesel-powered electrical generators, and there are lots of them out there, and construction and oil field equipment. Medical technicians work on maintaining specialized medical equipment. Pharmaceutical technicians work behind the counter dispensing pills under the supervision of a pharmacist. Lots of demand for pharmacy techs. Nice clean work. Job and pay in that field is not quite so good as the others. More types of technician work. Construction techs plan and supervise construction work and make sure that the structure meets specifications and timetables. It's interesting outdoor work. Water and sewage technicians. Well, yes, that sounds like dirty work. However, I was on the board of the directors of the American Water Works Association and learned that there is a high demand for water and sewage technicians because of upcoming retirements. There simply are not enough applicants. Read that as, where there are problems, there are opportunities for you. Training can be short-term and to get you into the field. And all that dirty work is done by contractors. Water and sewage technicians sit at consoles and monitor flows and water quality on computer screens. The job is important. Give it serious consideration. Contact me for more information on it. And now there's crime scene forensics. If you want to be in the police department, being a technician is the place to start. Being a technician will get you the job quicker and with better pay. Audio-visual technicians create large electronic displays for a variety of industries. Hollywood is certainly one of the concentrations, but there are many places throughout the United States where audio-video technicians are in high demand. There are still more types. The casino and gaming industry, now in every state, requires constant maintenance of the casino games. Windmills, who would have thought, but they're out there and they have to be maintained like all other equipment, and they need technicians. Technicians are out in oil rigs at sea, they're at oil rigs in the desert, they're at oil rigs in North Dakota and elsewhere. Security system technicians do interesting work. High stress quite often because it's guarding people's lives and money. Stanley, the company from which I retired, is the #1 commercial security company in the United States at this point in time. Same Stanley that makes tools. An education for technicians. If you're still in high school, you may be able to get a head start on a technical job right there. See what your school has to offer in the way of trades and job training. It's a start. Life is full of luck. Sometimes a person is in the right place at the right time to get the right job, and I was one of them. I got a technician job, then my education came later. However, the better way is to get the education first, then get the job. Community colleges training is by far the best deal around. The cost is low, You can live at home to keep costs down. Check your local community colleges for their offerings. If they have a program that fits you, even if it's not perfect, that is, again, the best place to start. Apprenticeship programs are offered by some employers and unions. Apprenticeships are attractive since you get paid while you learn. However, getting approved for an apprenticeship is difficult, and look into it if the trade fits you, but don't put all your eggs in this basket. Again, it's difficult to get an apprenticeship, and they're limited in the number that are out there. Military training. Great way to get trained. Military is great if you have the right type of personality for it. It's often specialized, but it's thorough. You get paid while you're learning. You travel. It can be a great way if, again, it's the right thing for you. And only you would know that. I want to speak to a danger that's out there in training. Most for-profit online colleges are not properly certified. They don't train well, and they definitely charge too much, by far. Be careful. Many sound good, but they are not. Definitely talk to an advisor, someone like myself, before getting involved with a for-profit online college. And don't sign up for big loans from one of them until you thoroughly check it out. Now, as a point of clarification, online courses established by well-established colleges are fine. So it's not the problem with being online. The problem is being for profit. Education cost and getting the job. Technician training can be affordable. Again, go with a community college. Get the Pell or Hope grant and whatever else is available from the state or federal government. You can apply for them coming straight out of high school or at a later date. You may have to sign up for loans, but don't do that until you have a good, solid plan for schooling and knowing where you're going. There are many more small scholarships out there than you might think. For example, civic clubs like Kiwanis, Rotary, JCs, Lions, and other clubs offer scholarships. I've been a member of some of these clubs, and they often don't find enough applicants, believe it or not. My next video will specifically discuss paying for school. Getting the job after training is the easy part. Industrial recruiters will come looking for you. Contacts in your family and mentors will help generate leads for jobs. But again, companies need technicians, and they often seek you out, and you don't have to seek them out. One special note, be careful of anything called an internship. In my opinion, internships are equivalent to slave labor. They should be made illegal. They did not used to exist this way. Your chances of getting a job do not improve by going through an internship, so avoid it if possible. Here's an example. A young man I help with his career is an example of all the above. After high school, he started to take a short course at a community college to be an electrician's helper. That got him interested, and he transferred over to getting an associate's degree as an electronics technician. He went to school part-time and worked in a restaurant all during this period to earn a living. He got the Pell and Hope grants. He got married, and that helped split expenses. His wife was studying to be a lab technician, so they had compatible goals and activities. When he was ready to graduate, company recruiters posted jobs on his campus for graduating technicians. Companies are always looking for technicians. He went with a major broadcast network. I won't say which one, but it was one of these, NBC, CBS, ABC, or CNN. They immediately trained him to pull the levers for the nightly news that you see on TV. He picked up some broadcast engineering technology on the job. A little later, he went back to college nights to study engineering or a related field, and he got a Bachelor of Science degree in construction management. Construction management is similar to business management, with emphasis on practical skills like estimating, buying materials, hiring personnel. Training like that is useful in every business. All that really matters for promotion is to have a degree in something. He was promoted and given international responsibilities. Pay is good, travel is extensive. He gets an assigned parking spot at headquarters. You can't beat that. What if the plan fails? Well, here's the good news. You get a second chance. It's all about trying again. You will get a second chance because where there are problems, there are opportunities. And that's the topic of another video that I plan to produce. Thank you very much. The final tip. Act now, act soon. President Trump, who's currently in office, is a danger to any young person out there who's trying to get an education. His wild cuts and slashes to the educational system and all the other social support systems in this country are a danger to you, to me, and to everyone. Act now, vote now, get your education now. Again, thank you for listening.